everyone, so today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make this really cute zipper pouch thing right here. It's really easy to make and it has this really handy strap right here. You can use whatever fabrics you want. It has a really nice lining. You can size it to, however big or small you want it. The seams are all concealed on the side and everything, and it just looks nice and neat. And it has a really easy zipper closure, which I'm going to show you guys how to do, and it's super easy to make, so I hope you guys enjoy this tutorial, and let's just get started. So the fabrics that I'm going to be using in this video are just going to be these ones that I have here. The first thing that you're going to need is an outer fabric, and I'm just using this really pretty blue one. It's kind of sheer, but that's okay. We're going to make sure that it's a little bit thicker. So to make it thicker, I'm actually just going to be using this nice thick fabric here. You can use like batting or fusible stuff, whatever you want to use, but I'm just using this thick fabric here, and I'm just going to put like 2 layers of that in there to make it thicker. And then I'm going to have my lining fabric here, which is just this white, and it has some details on it, which I think is super pretty. And then you're also going to need a zipper. You can use whatever kind of zipper you want. I actually am just using this one here that I pulled off of pants, and it's just this blue one right here, and that'll work nicely, I think. Alright, so to start out, what you're going to do is just take just anything that you want to measure it out and just make sure it's the right size that you want. And we're just going to fold our main fabric right here in half. And we're going to take our piece and just lay it right on top, making sure you have some room for seam allowances. And then just cut right around the pouch or whatever you're using to get 2 pieces. So make sure that you cut the fold, but it's just easier if you make it a fold so that you can have the 2 identical pieces. Alright, so now we have our 2 pieces of main fabric right here, and what I'm going to go ahead and do now is cut out some more pieces. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my thicker fabric, and I'm actually going to cut out 4 pieces because my my main fabric is really sheer and stuff and really flimsy. I'd want to have some more body to it, so I'm going to actually cut out 4 pieces. So I'm going to start off by using this, and I'm going to grab my one of my main fabric pieces and just use that as a guide right here, and I'm just going to lie that on top and make sure that that is all lined up. And then I'm just going to cut out that fabric. Okay, so we now have our 4 thicker fabric pieces and then 2 main fabric pieces. So what we're going to do is just gather all these up and then make 2 more pieces, and this is going to be our lining. So we're just going to do the same thing. Alright, so what we're going to do is I just took my 2 thicker fabric pieces and laid them on top of each other, and then took my my main fabric piece and laid that on top of that, and I just made 2 of those things, as you can see here, with the fabrics that I had. What we're going to do is just sew along all the edges here. And again, this is just the 2 thicker fabric pieces and the main fabric. We're just going to leave our lining out. We don't want to deal with that yet. So we're just sew along all the edges real quickly. So now our pieces are all nice and sewed up, and this is the time where you can go ahead and add some quilting if you want. So I'm going to grab my ruler and my pencil here and just mark out some different lines, and then I'm going to sew along the lines. So I'm going to go ahead and just make some diagonal lines right here. I'd actually forgotten to quilt on this one right here, but I mean, I think you guys could get the picture pretty well. So I'm just going to make that right there, and then just draw a faint line. Just want to make sure it's pretty faint so that no one sees it. And then I'm just going to go about 1 inch from there and just make another mark, and then put my ruler right on that mark. Make sure that's all nice lined up, then make another line, and just continue doing that. And I think that's it for this piece right here. So I'm going to go ahead and sew that up and then do my other piece, and then I'll get right back. Alright, so now I have sewed these together right here. And now what we're going to have to do is take our zipper, and we're going to have to stitch that on. But first, my pieces were a little bit big for the zipper, so I'm actually going to have to trim them down a little bit here. So I'm just going to take this and just put that right there. Looks like I'm just going to have to trim a little bit right here so that that fits. So now we're going to have to sew on our zipper. So just sew on the zipper. Just put this good side to good side and line up these edges right here. And then we're going to sew from here down like that. And you can use your zipper foot. And then just make sure that when you get to that other side, when you turn it and you zip that down so that you can sew the rest. So I'll show you guys what I mean by that in a moment. So I sewed on the one of the pieces here. I just put a good side to good side, and I sewed down here, making sure to back stitch at the beginning, and then I sewed down to about right here. And what I'm going to do is flip this up and open the zipper so that I can sew this part right here, because with the zipper closed, as you can probably tell, it would be really hard to sew that right there all the way across. So we just open up the zipper and then we sew across here. Alright, so I went ahead and I just sewed that all the way on, and now we're just going to flip it open, and there you go. You have your nice zipper that opens and closes very nicely. So now what we're going to do is take these two pieces and we're going to fold them together and then sew down the sides. But first, what you want to do is create your strap if you want one. This is completely optional, but I just like to have the strap. I think it's really nice and handy, but if you just wanted it to be like a makeup pouch or something, then you don't need the strap. What I'm going to do is grab my ruler here, and I'm going to put it on top of my lining fabric, because I always like having my lining fabric be the strap. I don't really know why. But what I'm going to do is just take that and put it right on top, and then make a little mark and just kind of draw a line right down there. And I'm just using the width of the ruler just kind of as a measurement. You can make your strap however wide you want. So I'm just going to kind of mark this all the way down, just however long I want it. I usually like mine not too long, but not too short either. And then I'm going to cut this out. I've cut this out, and it's pretty long, so I'm definitely going to have to cut it down. But what you want to do is take it and fold it in half. And you can iron this if you want to. But I'm just going to fold that in half and then just kind of make a crease with my fingers here. And just kind of press that down with my fingers. If you don't care about the raw edges, you could of course just kind of sew along here. But what I'm going to do is fold in the raw edges and then fold it once more, if you see what I mean here, right? So I'm opening up this crease, and I'm just going to take those raw edges and fold them into that crease line. Actually, I like to do mine a little bit before. I mean, depending on how wide the strap is and how wide I want it. So I'm just doing that, and then I'm going to go ahead and fold that over again. And you just want to sew all the way down. And if you want, you can sew on the both sides so that it looks even, or you could just do one. On this wristlet here that I have, I only sewed down one side, but you can do both of them if you want. And I think that's what I'm going to do for this. Okay, so I now sewed down the both sides of the strap right here, and now we're just going to cut this to size. So what I'm going to do is just wrap it around my wrist and then just kind of see where I want it. So I'm just going to line this up right with this strap from my other pouch here because I really like the length of it. So I just folded it in half, and I'm just going to cut it with a little bit extra on the other end so that when I sew that, I'll have like a little extra there. Alright, so now we have to sew this strap onto our pouch right here. So what I'm going to do is fold this in half like this, and I want to see where I want the strap. So on this one I have the strap where the zipper is, which I really like. So like where the zipper opens. So I'm going to make sure that I put the strap like right there, and so this is about what it's going to look like in the end. So to get to that point, to get to the end, we're going to, of course, have to sew on the strap. So what I'm going to do is just fold this in half, good side to good side, and then where my zipper is, so it's over here, so I'm going to turn that over. And then I'm going to take my strap and I'm going to put it in there with the loop. I'm going to fold it in half and I'm going to put the loop on the inside. Okay? And I'm just going to put that pretty much right up where the zipper is because I like that being as close as possible. As you can see here, there's only like a little bit before that zipper. So I like having it like that. So I'm just going to put that right there, and you can put this wherever you want it. What I'm going to do is fold this back over, and I'm actually going to grab some pins. Okay, so I have my pins here, and now I just put in a pin right where that strap is to keep that in place. Now what we're going to do is open up this zipper. Now, you don't have to do it all the way, but you know, a pretty good way. Just don't do it all the way because then you won't be able to sew right here. But open it almost all the way and then fold this piece right back over here. Line up that bottom edge, and now that zipper should be nice right there. And I'm just going to stick in some pins along here. And then we're just going to sew along all of these edges. And we have this opening here so that we can flip it back after. But just make sure you sew along there and be careful around that zipper. Okay, so now it's all flipped right out and it looks really, really super duper nice on the outside, and everything just looks so nice and really, really pretty. But the inside looks like this, which is totally not pretty. So now we're going to move to our lining. Finally, we're at our lining. So what we're going to do is take our two lining pieces, and we're going to throw them good side to good side and sew along this edge, and this edge. Don't sew along the top right here, just along those edges right there. Okay, so what I did was I just took my lining and I sewed along all of these edges right here. And then what you want to do is just take it, so the good side is still on the inside, right? And you want to stick your hand in there and then put it inside your little pouch right here, little wristlet, and just line up all those side seams and everything. Just make sure that all fits in there. You may have to do a couple seams. You just want to make sure that that's all laying flat and that everything is all the way that you want it to be and stuff. So once you have that, you might still have a little bit excess up top like I do. And what you're actually going to do with that is you can trim it down a little bit. This is a lot, so I'm actually going to trim down a little bit of it so that there's not like too much bulk or anything. And what we're actually going to do is take this edge and we're going to fold this down underneath the zipper here. So what actually might be helpful to do is to flip it out before you tuck it in. Just flip that right out there. And then go and stuff it in. And then what we're actually going to do is just do a quick top stitch around the top right below the zipper, like literally right below the zipper. So as you can see, I sewed in my lining right here, and I just sewed right along that zipper line, so you can't even see the seam. And the inside looks all really nice, and that's pretty much the end of our little pouch right here. So the zipper works nicely. We have our nice strap and everything looks nice with the quilting and everything. So I hope you guys enjoyed this quick and easy tutorial and learned how to sew on a zipper really nicely and just all that stuff. So I hope you guys liked it, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on any of my future videos, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye! So the legs are falling off a little bit, like 2 of them come off. But I think overall, I mean, if you just use a stronger glue on the legs, they will hold a lot better and they will work a lot better. So I think this bed would be really nice to make. It's pretty easy.